I say this is another thinly veiled attack on our British monarchy from a former staff member. But as ever, we'll tell you the story and I'll let you decide your opinion. As we often say here on the show, we like to be impartial and we simply bring you the news that matters to you. Hi, good morning, Neil Sean here in the very heart of London today. Hope you're all keeping well. A very busy, noisy road, in fact I know. What's interesting about this particular story, for me in particular, is the fact that, when you work for the British monarchy, it should be something of a badge of honour. You are able to get some incredibly well-paid jobs, move in circles that you could only dream of, but what you really should be is respectful of your time there. Now, we told you recently about a former staff member who basically said in a Twitter that Prince Charles shouldn't worry about the Commonwealth because by the time he gets to be king, there won't be a Commonwealth. Rather ill-advised and rather, I think, really disgraceful behaviour. But it seemingly hasn't learnt from those lessons, and let me explain the reasons why. Former royal chef Darren McGrady is at it once again, this time offering interviews and insights into our gracious monarch's diet, what she likes to eat and how, of course, she likes it prepared. Nothing wrong with that, we all like a little bit of titillation, and we do know, of course, that we like to know what the royals are. Do they eat differently from us? What we do find out, which we've known for some time, is that our gracious monarch is a frugal eater. That's why she's able to keep a figure for so many years. It must be tempting though, don't you think, when you have all those wonderful delicacies around you and you think, oh, I just have the one slice. I just take one slice out and eat the cake, you get the picture. But on a more serious note, this is then what he went to go on to say. He detailed, well, in a lot of detail in fact, about how he had to prepare the meals for our Queen's beloved corgis, and this included things like fresh vegetables from the estate, duck, liver, chicken, that sort of stuff. Now you may say, well, what's wrong with that? That just proves that the Queen is a loving animal lover, and she truly is. But what it really says, and the message it sends out really in these very difficult times, is there are people struggling, and there you have rich people basically saying, this is what I feed my dogs. It just doesn't work well. And of course, we're all going through very difficult cost of living crisis times. When you read about things like the monarchy and perhaps their private moments, it just doesn't gel well with the general public. You get the picture. But of course, moving further down into the interview, you can see the reasons why Mr. McGrady has to spill these revelations, because once again he's been paid, and we have to say allegedly, this time by a coffee company. So of course, when they leave the monarchy, they can make lots of money. This numerous times with things like cruising, books, TV appearances, that sort of thing. But the bigger problem, of course, is, as we know, the monarchy can't answer back, and we're not told whether these choice cuts of meat for the corgis could be leftovers, scraps, that sort of thing. We only get one side of the story, and that is the side that's picked up by the media. If I were Mr. McGrady, and of course I relish the opportunity of being by Royal Association, I might think twice about exactly what I'm revealing to certain paid sources in order to grab those headlines, and more importantly, in order to keep that money coming in. After all, I'm sure you would hate to spoil those impeccable 11 years of service. As ever, I'd love to know what you think to this particular story in the comments below. Neil Sean in the very heart of London.